Firstly, my sincere apologies. Our flight got delayed from Bombay, so unfortunately we had to show up late. Otherwise, I'm not really one of those people who actually makes you wait. But thank you for waiting. Thank you for being very, very patient. I'd like to welcome, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the Honorable Minister of State from Jamaica, Minister for Industry, Dr. Norman Dunn. I'd also like to welcome his friend Wilfred, who's also here from Jamaica. And they just went around Hyderabad, they went around some of our friends, Honorable MLA, Huzur Nagar actually took them around. Norman was just telling me that Hyderabad was really impressive. So next time, I think you should bring in more checks, and next time possibly our startup community also will be helped from some money from Jamaica. Thank you, Dayakar Garu, for inviting me. Thank you, Dr. Ranjit Reddy, Abhi, MSR, and of course, Jayesh Ranjan. Firstly, my compliments to Dayakar and the entire team of Dallas Ventures, because I've heard this before, I've said this before, I'll say it again. While there may be 60,000 plus startups in India, out of which 6,000 plus are in Hyderabad, many more elsewhere in other parts of India. The fact is, as Dayakar pointed out, there are only 9.5 or thereabouts 10,000 angel investors, 10,000 people literally investing into startups right now. Now, the reason being, because even when people started investing in stocks, like Abhi was talking about how our parents were into fixed deposits and savings, and the generation that we come from basically started investing in stock markets, and now how he wants to see the next generation invest more in startups. One of the things entrepreneurs in India, one of the things investors in India feel is, especially about investments, they feel that to invest in India, you should not be a venture capitalist, but you should be an adventure capitalist. It's a bit of an adventure, sometimes for somebody to invest in India. But let me assure you, things are getting better. Things are certainly getting a lot better. In fact, just this morning and yesterday, we spent a lot of time in Bombay talking to a number of business houses, of course inviting them to invest in Telangana in various sectors. The one takeaway for me as an individual, as a minister, is, there is a newfound confidence that raising capital is no more a challenge. Whenever I talk to any prospective investor, whenever I talk to a startup, whenever I talk to any venture capitalist or any financial agency for that matter, to raise capital in India is no more a big challenge. In the sense, the world is looking at opportunities to invest. What am I saying? We have Canadian pension funds, sovereign funds elsewhere, like ADIA, like GIC, the Norwegian sovereign funds, which are looking basically for opportunities to invest across the world where they are assured a certain return on investment. Now, India, in that context, presents a humongous opportunity. As a country, we are developing. As a country, we are only at 3 trillion in terms of our economy size. The huge potential to grow over the next few decades, to actually grow exponentially, if you ask me. So therefore, any investment that you make into a growing economy, any investment that you make into a growing country with stable and able leadership, and most importantly, talented workforce, is only going to pay off. So therefore, raising capital, no matter what sector you're currently involved in, my suggestion to my young friends from the startup world is that raising capital is not a concern anymore. Because as long as you have an idea, as long as you have an idea that has merit in it, raising capital will not be a challenge, because there are enough and more people wanting to give you an opportunity. But the question is, how do you hone your skills? How do you ensure, like Abhi talked about the 4 C's. How do you ensure that you actually reach out? How do you ensure that you keep control of your organization? How do you ensure that in your creative pursuits, you don't lose business sense? How do you not burn cash even before you, like you said, Dayakar, how do you not burn cash even before you have any customers? So these are the things, the soft skills that you need to acquire to be able to succeed. So in that context, when I look at Dayakar and Dallas Ventures, my mind goes back to 2014, when we felt Telangana and Hyderabad needs an innovation ecosystem which is robust and which can compete with the best in the world. 7 years back, we realized that innovation is a combination of expertise across and a synthesis of experience across different domains. We wanted all kinds of stakeholders to come and participate in, with us, with the government, and build this ecosystem. Today I'm delighted. Like I said, 6,500 plus startups across 50 plus sectors. More importantly, we have a number of incubators in various sectors who all have been working very, very closely together, which is very, very heartening. Telangana has been ranked 4th for performance in the India Innovation Index reported by Niti Aayog, so we have 3 more spots to conquer. We are not content being the 4th or 3rd or 2nd. We want to be the top city. And we also, in fact, as per the Startup Genome Report, Telangana stands in the top 10 cities in the global ecosystem in affordable talent, top 15 in Asian ecosystem for funding, top 15 in the global ecosystem in the bang for buck category. Now all of this put together will give us more unicorns, more impact. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. Startups, success in startup world is not just in value creation, in just the deal flow, in the big numbers that get thrown at. And the other thing somebody told me, a venture capitalist told me, when the whole unicorn piece was being discussed, he told me, he said, just because somebody thought, a startup is valued at $1 billion and writes a 10 million check, does not mean the next check also will value it equally and similarly. So these valuations, these whole assessments of unicorns versus sunicorns versus decacorns and others, while they are good, while they are impressive, 108 unicorns that Dayakar mentioned, I think what is more important is the kind of impact you can create in the ecosystem, the impact you can create in the region that you operate in. For instance, from T-Hub, India's first space tech company, Skyroot, in fact, which sent out the first rocket, Vikram S, was incubated at T-Hub. Now that's a big statement if you ask me, because space tech is a new frontier that India wants to conquer. There are a lot of youngsters out there who want to do it. Even Elon Musk's SpaceX succeeded only in the 3rd attempt in sending a rocket into the space. But our Indian startup from Hyderabad, from T-Hub, succeeded in the very, very first attempt. That's a matter of great pride. Even Dhruva Space, another company, another space tech company from Hyderabad, also was able to send nanosatellites into the orbit in its very first attempt. Now this is the kind of impact I'm talking about. Now this will open up doors for a lot of other countries, a lot of Eastern European countries, Middle Eastern countries, to send their satellites, to send their rockets to the Indian startups who can then launch them into the space and orbits. So this is the sort of impact I'm talking about. They are not unicorns yet. Eventually they might be. They may not be, I don't know. But the point is, it's not always about deal flow and numbers. It's about the impact you create. It's about how positive your societal impact has been, and how in a developing nation like India, you've actually managed to create employment, wealth, and at the same time, like I said, positive societal impact. I will just close by congratulating Dayakar, because 350 crores is certainly a very, very decent ticket size. And I'm hopeful, like you said, you want to build a 1 billion fund is what you said, Tech Enterprise Fund. And I do hope and believe and pray that I will get more than 75-80% of that 1 billion eventually to Hyderabad and Telangana, because we don't have very many VC friends right now who can kind of open their purse strings and help the startup community here. And I do hope and pray that your ambition to create 25,000 jobs in India also materializes. My compliments, congratulations on the 350 crore, that is about 42-43 million USD fund that is being launched by Dallas Venture. And good luck, all the very best. I'm sure you will succeed and do really well. Thank you.